Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Good morning and welcome back to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. Happy Friday, January 9th, 2026.
We are here to help you connect the dots between the week's biggest tech moves.
That's right. Not just headlines, but the context behind them.
But first, let's get a quick lay of the land. If you're here with us in Sacramento, it is a chilly start. We've got some frost in areas.
Yeah, bundle up. But it should clear up to a sunny high of about 52.
Nationally, things are a bit more active. There are two big storm systems moving through the central and eastern U.S.
Right, so expect gusty winds, rain, and some heavy snow. And if you're in the lower Mississippi River Valley or Tennessee Valley, please be careful. There's a risk of severe thunderstorms and even some tornadoes.
Okay, on to the markets. They ended Thursday on a pretty positive note.
They did. The Dow Jones closed at 49,266.11 once. That's up, about 1.63% for the week?
The S&P 500 also saw some nice stable gains, up about 0.5% for the week.
One spot to watch, though, is crypto. Bitcoin saw a bit of a pullback today.
Yeah, down about almost 1% to 90,219.
And it's down almost 4% for the week. So just a good reminder that, even when the broader market is up, crypto can play by its own set of rules.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into the three huge stories from our Morningstar Tech Report, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Old Glory.
Oh, yeah, Old Glory. They are an iconic fan merchandise store. Just fantastic stuff.
They really are. If you're looking for music tees, sports gear, or just a cool gift for that techie friend who has everything, they've got you covered.
It's high-quality gear. Just go check them out at oldglory.com.
And when you do, use the promo code SNARFUL. That's SNARFUL. You'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
Okay, let's get into it. First up, a major move from Microsoft that is, fundamentally changing how we shop online.
Right. This is story one, the debut of Copilot checkout in the U.S.
And this is their big play into something called agentic commerce.
So let's break that down. Agentic commerce means the AI doesn't just find a product for you, it buys it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about conversational purchasing right inside the Copilot chat.
Whether you're on Bing, Edge, MSN, wherever.
And I think the most important part of this whole thing is that you, the user, never leave the chat.
You're not getting bounced to another website.
Nope. You discover the product, you ask questions about it, you compare models, and then you complete the transaction payment, shipping, everything without ever being redirected.
That's the holy grail for e-commerce, right? Removing that friction.
It's everything. Think about how many sales are lost when someone has to click away and gets distracted. This eliminates that.
And they're not doing this alone. They've got some heavy hitters on board.
Oh, yeah. PayPal, Shopify, Stripe, and Etsy.
And the Shopify integration is huge. Their merchants are being automatically enrolled.
It is, but let's talk about PayPal for a second, because their role here is really interesting.
I noticed that. They're doing more than just processing the payment at the end.
Way more. They're providing the entire back-end infrastructure. Yep. So guest checkout, credit card processing, and this is the key. They're exposing merchant inventory directly to Copilot's AI.
So PayPal is shifting from being just a button on a page to being the engine for this whole new way of shopping.
That's a perfect way to put it. They're building the rails for the next generation of retail.
Okay, so that's the back end. On the front end, for the shopper, we have these new brand agents.
Right, and this is a huge advantage for businesses. A brand agent is an AI assistant that's trained only on that specific brand's products.
So it speaks in the brand's voice?
Exactly. It's like having a dedicated expert salesperson who's available 24/7. It's not just a simple chatbot.
It can actively guide you to a sale.
Precisely. It can take a request like, I need a size 10 running shoe for trail running under $150, and walk you all the way through to the final purchase.
And it works. The data is already showing that sessions with these brand agents have much higher engagement.
And stronger conversion rates. We saw that example with Ashley Global Retail, the furniture company.
Oh, right. Buying furniture is so complex. They're using it to help people find, design, and buy pieces just through conversation.
It's a game changer. But the bigger picture here is about competitive pressure.
Because everyone else is doing this too?
Pretty much. Google has this with Gemini. OpenAI has instant checkout in ChatGPT. This is the new standard.
So if you're a retailer online, you now have a major choice to make.
You do. Do you stay as an external website that people have to click away to? Or do you plug directly into these AI assistants, the new gatekeepers of, well, everything?
It really creates a scenario where the company that controls the agent wins if your AI can handle the purchase and your competitors can't.
Why would a consumer ever leave?
Exactly.
The age of frictionless retail is officially here.
Let's shift gears now to our second story. We're going from a smooth user experience to a much, much rougher one.
Yeah, this is about the controversy around X and Grok's image generation feature.
So, to set the stage, Grok's image tool has been under intense fire from regulators globally.
Right, the UK, the EU, India, all because it was being used to create non-consensual sexualized deepfakes. A really serious problem.
X and XAI did come out and denounce the misuse, saying they'd treat it like any other illegal content. But the question is, what did they actually do about it?
Well, their response was a partial restriction.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that if you're a free user on X and you try to tag at Grok in a reply to make an image, you now get a message saying it's limited to paying subscribers.
So on the surface, it looks like they put this feature behind a paywall to address the safety issue.
On the surface, yes. But if you dig just a little deeper, you find the real story. That restriction only applies to that one specific command.
The @Grok reply tag.
Exactly. It's a limit on the most public, visible way to access the tool. It's not a limit on the tool itself.
Wait, so free users can still make images with Grok?
Yes. They can go to the standalone Grok app or website and use the full tool. Or they can just long press on any image on X and hit the Edit Image button, which uses the same generator.
So they blocked the front door, but left the side doors wide open.
That's the criticism, yeah. It suggests the move was less about safety and more about monetizing the feature by making the easy-to-use command a paid perk.
Which is a very different approach from what we see from, say, Google or OpenAI.
A stark contrast. They've built in really strict, sometimes controversial safety guardrails at the model level to prevent this kind of abuse for all users, whether they're paying or not.
This really raises a big question about platform responsibility, doesn't it?
It does. If a tool can be used to create illegal content, just making it slightly harder to access doesn't solve the problem. It just kind of hides it. And critics are pointing out that it effectively makes harassment a paid feature.
Which is not a great look, especially with regulators in the EU watching so closely.
Not at all. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on how they respond to this partial fix.
Okay, let's move on to our third and final story. This one really gets at the sheer scale of the AI boom and its incredible appetite for energy.
Yeah, this is a huge move from Meta, and it shows how big tech is now actively shaping energy policy.
We're talking about a massive pivot to nuclear power.
It all comes down to the power demand. Meta is building these gigantic data centers, like their new AI supercluster in Ohio.
And Ohio already has, 172 data centers?
More than several neighboring states combined. The amount of electricity these things need is just staggering, and it's growing exponentially.
So they can't just buy power off the grid anymore. They have to secure it for the future.
Right. And they've done that with two enormous deals, starting with a company called Vistra.
And this Vistra deal is historic.
It really is. Meta signed 20-year agreements to buy over 2,600 megawatts of zero-carbon nuclear energy. That's an incredible amount of power.
And it's coming from existing nuclear plants in Ohio and Pennsylvania. But what's the real strategic angle here? It's more than just buying power, right?
It is. Meta isn't just buying what already exists. They are directly paying to expand the infrastructure. The deal supports the largest nuclear uprates ever backed by a corporate customer in the U.S.
Okay, so an uprate is an equipment upgrade that boosts a plant's capacity.
Exactly. Meta is funding the expansion that will add new, clean power to the grid.
And in return, they get a guaranteed supply of reliable zero-carbon energy for decades.
It gives Vistra the financial certainty they need to do the upgrades and extend their operating licenses. It's a win-win that locks in Meta's power supply well into the 2040s.
That is a massive competitive advantage. While everyone else is scrambling for power, Meta has secured their own.
And that's just their plan for existing tech. They also made another deal that looks even further into the future with a company called Oklo.
This is where it gets really futuristic.
It really does.
Yeah.
They've agreed to build a 1.2 gigawatt nuclear power campus in Pike County, Ohio. And Oklo is developing advanced reactors.
Specifically, an advanced fast reactor called the Aurora Powerhouse.
And here's the most amazing part, the fuel source.
This is the part that blew my mind.
It runs on recycled nuclear waste.
Incredible. So it generates massive amounts of clean energy while also helping to solve one of the biggest environmental challenges we face.
It's a closed-loop system. And just like with Vistra, Meta is prepaying for the power.
Which gives Oklo the capital they need to actually build this thing.
Exactly. Pre-construction starts this year, with the first power coming online around 2030. The market's reaction said it all. Oklo stock shot up 20%. Vistra jumped 14%.
When a company like Meta makes a multi-decade bet on advanced nuclear, it tells you everything you need to know about the future of AI. The bottleneck isn't just chips anymore.
It's power. Raw, reliable, always on power. This is big tech moving from being a consumer of energy to a driver of industrial policy.
A fascinating shift. Before we wrap up, we want to thank our other fantastic sponsor, Skoni.
Skoni, that's S-K-O-N-I. They make premium golf shoes. If you're looking to step up your game with some really high-quality, stylish footwear, you have to check them out.
They really are great shoes. Head over to skoni.com and be sure to use the promo code SNARFUL, S-N-A-R-F-U-L, at checkout.
That'll get you 15% off your entire purchase.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the 3 dots we connected today.
First, Microsoft's push into agentic commerce with Copilot checkout. They're making shopping completely frictionless, and it means that every major AI platform now needs to have a buy button built right in.
Second, we looked at the X and Grok controversy. They put a limit on the easiest command to generate images, but left the actual tool free and accessible elsewhere. It raises serious questions about whether they're prioritizing monetization over safety.
And finally, Meta's giant leap into nuclear power. By funding both existing plant upgrades with Vistra and next-gen reactors with Oklo, they're showing that the future of AI dominance depends on securing massive amounts of clean energy.
The common thread here is just the sheer scale of investment the AI revolution demands.
It's tectonic.
It really is. And it leaves you with this thought to chew on. As these AI models get bigger and bigger, will access to reliable zero-carbon power, not just better chips, become the single biggest factor that determines who wins the AI race?
A fascinating question to end the week on.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.